that face public services in Northern Ireland.
My Lords, I declare my positions as Vice President of the Local Government Association and the National Association of Local Councils. The Noble Lady, the Minister, has a number of times used the phrase committed to simplifying, and that's what the government is. Wouldn't the simplest thing to do be for Westminster to get out of the road and simply agree a funding formula to the areas of the country most in need of what has been identified as levelling up, areas with the lowest healthy life expectancy, areas with the worst levels of child poverty, allocate a multi-year long-term funding stream to those areas to allow them to decide what projects they want to spend money on to improve the life of their communities. Isn't it wildly inefficient? Not to mention rather curious in light of the number of Tory-held, perhaps currently Tory-held is a better term, constituencies that end up with funding. Shouldn't we have a fair, transparent system, perhaps even one that could be agreed right across all political parties, so people could be confident that this would go on for the long term, so that local communities can make decisions for themselves and invest consistently in the long term?
Well, can I absolutely reject the Noble Lady's assertion that this funding has been allocated in an unfair or untransparent manner. Alongside the projects that have received the funding, we've published a clear methodology note about how we have approached the allocations. And although I may have heard worries about pace of delivery and the amount of money available, I think that both front benches did overall welcome the announcement that we made on Monday. In terms of the overall approach to local government finance, of course, we do have a system at the moment that recognises needs. That means that those councils that have the most deprived households within them get 17% higher funding per dwelling than those with the least. I do recognise the calls for wider reform to local government funding, but Noble Lords will know that in the wake of COVID and other uncertainties, this government made a commitment that whilst we should press ahead with that, that would not be for now, it would be for the next Parliament.
My Lords, I welcome the Noble Lady